Well, I hope everyone's doing super dandy today. For today's video, we are gonna be doing a thrift flip, which I have not done it in a while, a thrift flip, so I thought, you know, that was my other camera. We're all good, she works. Today's video, we are doing a thrift flip. And for today's thrift flip, we are gonna be making a top kind of similar to these because I've honestly been so inspired by quilters lately, and I've just been dreaming and loving quilts. And I really wanna make a quilt, but we're not making a quilt today. I'm starting off small, and I'm gonna try to make a baby quilt, hence the reason of this big bag of fabric, and then make a top with it. Went to the thrift store, I got some fabric, but I also got some bed sheets. Don't have great fabric selection at your thrift store, which some do not. Go to the bed sheet section. This whole bed sheet right here, $6. This bed sheet right here, how much was it? $4.50. But for today's video, I'm gonna be taking all of this fabric that I thrifted, and I'm gonna try to make a really cool quilted top because it's really hard to find a quilt where I live. There's no quilts at the thrift store. So I thought the next best thing was to get the fabric that I like and then make a quilt with no experience how to make one. But before we can get into that, I need to wash all of this fabric, which is perfect because today's video is sponsored by, one sec, True Earth. Which is perfect because I'm going to wash all of this with my True Earth strips right here. They just came out with a new scent. They had been a long-term sponsor of my channel, and they came out with their lilac scent. But if you haven't heard of True Earth, actually let's just hold that thought, put all this in the wash first. The laundry is in. If you haven't heard of True Earth is an amazing Canadian company that makes these laundry detergent eco strips. I've been using them for almost 2 years now, and my go-to was always the fresh linen for my laundry. But recently, they just came out with a new scent called Lilac Breeze, and it smells so good. But if you're not a huge fan of the lilac scent, you also can choose from fresh linen, fragrance-free for those who have sensitive skin, and a baby one. So this tiny package right here actually washes 32 loads. And they also do have a subscription plan so you guys can save money on your detergent. Also, True Earth donates 32 loads to a nonprofit with each new subscription. My absolute favorite thing about True Earth is that everything is pre-measured, so you just take one of these strips, throw it into your laundry, and it will clean a whole load. Their packaging is nice and small, so when you're done with the eco strips inside, you can just recycle it. But if you guys want to try out True Earth's eco strips, I have a coupon code for you guys. Just use my code Phipps10 at checkout, and you guys will get 10% off your order of eco strips. Well, for the time being, I'm gonna sit here and eat an orange, which I'll probably do pretty quickly, and find the quilt pattern I want to use for my shirt. So 45 years later, I'm ready to start cutting. The next step is I need to cut out all my pieces, and the pattern I chose was this one and also this one. I'm kind of doing both. I kind of like them both, so I think I'm going to do a mixture, but I'm going to try out this one, the kind of diamond shaped one, and see how it turns out, and maybe I'll put some checkers in there. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we're going to start with some diamonds or triangles. We're cutting out those first. So I did find these little handkerchiefs or napkins, I think. Napkins maybe, I'm not really sure. But I found these cotton fabric, so I'm gonna cut these up first. So apparently in quilting, there are special types of rulers, which I'm finding out now looking at the pattern, which I do not have. I have some rulers, but not the correct one. Like this one's from my architecture classes in college. So I had to do a little makeshift, and I ended up making the triangle I needed. So after making this quilt, I definitely learned that you should look at the instructions, the patterns before you start, so you have all the right supplies. So next time I will have the right ruler and not use a piece of paper for my tracing, because obviously you can cut the piece of paper really easily and then they're not accurate anymore, your triangles. So I've been sitting here cutting away, and look how many I did. See? Look at those. Look at these beautiful triangles. I have no idea how many are here, maybe 30. 30, I don't know how many I actually need in the end because I don't really know. I just don't know. I'm just gonna try to make fabric and then hopefully it's the right amount. I feel like I've been cutting triangles for 45 hours. And I'm hungry because it's dinner time and my eyes are red. My eyes, they're red because I've been super focused on these triangles and I feel like I made too many. Just look at all of these triangles. Chickens. I feel like I made way too much. I think there's enough for a king size bed. But I'd rather be prepared than not be prepared. You know, work smarter, not harder. Make more and have extra than make not enough, then have to make more. Last night, fell asleep on the couch, hair like this. It's not bad. It's not bad the next day. Anyways, I did get a chance to try to practice my triangles, putting them together, and the first try, well below average. It looks terrible. Second try, closer, but my third one, we're getting close to average. And the reason why I was having trouble with it is because I ended up cutting my triangles not 100% correctly, so I changed the seam allowance and that's how I was able to get it to kind of look like it's supposed to. So this square, it is just larger than 8 inches, so I'm going to try to make my squares 8 inches by 8 inches. I just got really bored and I just decided to stop cutting. So I'm done cutting all my pieces. Okay, first one, let's try this pink one out. I do like this vintage pink one and we are going to put it, I'm kind of digging these two vintage ones together. So to put these together, you have to make a half of one like this, and then make another half one, put them together, put the ends on, and then you get your final piece. Friends, I've got some good news. Bam, bam, turkey chicken. I finished one of my squares, and it actually looks half decent. Like, look at that. That's actually not too bad. That's pretty good for someone who has never quilted before. I gotta say, this blowing my expectations out of the water. We're starting off strong. We are starting off strong, my friends. So now here's a little montage of me working on my Kaleidoscope. I still can't remember the name. Kaleidoscope. And they're actually really easy to make if you have the proper measurements and everything lines up perfectly. They're easy. So once I figured out, got the seam allowance right, and you know, somewhat close to what they're supposed to be, it was pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy because Bob's your uncle. But other than Bob just being your uncle, I do recommend getting those, nice rulers for quilting. Every pattern uses a different one. There's like their 45-degree triangles, or there's like 60-degree triangles. Like, I feel like I'm back in grade 8 math again, but yeah, those are helpful if you want to quilt. I am so happy right now. I cannot contain my excitement. Look at these 2 Kaleidoscope squares I made them! Look how beautiful they are! And look how beautiful they are gonna look as a top. Gosh, I'm so happy. Being that I only have 2 squares done in a day and a half, I need to get busy. It is 2:37, so yeah, I need to really crank down as many as I can in like the next few hours. So I'm gonna turn my Harry Potter book on. I'm almost done, which I'm really sad about. I'm on my last book and I only have 10 hours left in my book. I gotta get focused. So I actually focused pretty good. Like, I don't know. I was just very, very focused, and I was just doing so well. Like, you can just see how focused I am and how fast I'm pumping out these Kaleidoscope squares. It's incredible. Let's just watch in like 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I have an update for you guys. This is how much I have. And I thought I was doing really good. I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done. But then I got out my blocks here, my sleeve, which I need 2 of those, and also just these blocks. And yeah, I got a lot more I gotta do. So, friends, I have good news. Real good news. Because I just discovered that I don't have to do the whole thing in Quilt Kaleidoscope squares. I can just use those 8-inch squares I cut out, those white ones. I threw in some of the white squares, or actually all the white squares, and it looks pretty dang good. So we're just gonna cut out some more squares, these other fabrics, and dandy dang, we will be done this quilt soon. Okay, so I think this is how I want it. I think my baby quilt is ready to be sewn together. I really hope it works out. Otherwise, I just wasted 2 days making this. So my plan of attack for this quilt is I'm gonna go row by row. I'm gonna do this top row first, then this row, 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 and then the last row down here. So now that I have all these pieces sewn into long straight lines, I just know for a fact they are not going to line up perfectly. That this quilt is not one that's going to be perfect, which is, you know, okay, because we're cutting it into pieces. It's not supposed to be a quilt. But gosh, a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for how this is going to turn out. Looks fine, you know, individually, but together might not. It might not look good. Well, friends, I have some good news. I have some real good news to share with you guys. I did not waste 2 days making this quilt because it turned out half decent. Like, it's nowhere near perfect. If you really go up close, you can see, actually, that one's not bad. Let me show you a bad part. Like, look at this part. Not even close. So it's definitely not a perfect quilt, but it's perfect enough for my top. Is great. I'm very proud. I'm very happy with this. So tomorrow, we're gonna make a top with it. Yeah. Tomorrow. Friends, it is day 3 now, and I honestly did not think it would take 3 days to make this, let alone 2 days. Yeah, because it's been 2 full days to get to the point of just having the fabric and not even touch sewing the shirt together or cutting the shirt. For my design, I decided I want to do something simple just because, again, this took me a long time, so I want to show off this quilt. Just a simple shirt with some puff sleeves. And because this is a quilt, I decided I wanted to place the pattern pieces where I wanted them to be, depending on which quilt piece I like the best. So I drew them out and then I cut out all the pieces and I liked that. So for our next step, we need to figure out the lining situation because we do not want the inside of my top looking like this. Not gonna work. So I have this adhesive right here and I'm going to spray the whole inside of each piece and then we're going to stick it to the bed sheet and then cut it out and then it'll be lined. So this says temporary adhesive, so I'm assuming eventually this piece and this piece will come apart. So I think the only way to fix that is to be a professional quilter and do some top stitches so they can't come apart. That looks really good. Bam, bam, turkey chicken. I'm done doing all my top stitches. I felt like a very professional quilter doing that. It was actually kind of fun too. Now that every single piece is officially ready to be sewn, I can actually start making the top now. So first step, just gonna sew the side seams. Okay, I think I got my emotions under control because I'm just so excited. Look how good this top looks so far. It's not even completely done. I just pinned these on here. They're not gonna look like this. I just really wanted to see what it looked like, and because there is no zipper, this part will not fit over my head yet. So until I can get that zipper in there, I cannot try it on. So it's just gonna be on the mani, and I feel like I should do it next, but I also don't really want to do it next, so I think I might do the sleeves, and then we're gonna tack the zipper at the end. So for these sleeves, because they are a puff sleeve, I do need to gather this bottom piece first. Like this. So now I just take these stringies and pull them on each side until it looks like that. Except we don't want it that gathered. We want it that. Oh gosh, look at that. So both sleeves are done, and they look so tiny, even though I know they fit. Yeah, they fit because everything that I'm making is size perfectly for me. And I don't know why I keep doubting myself, where I'm just like, oh, gotta make sure it fits, even though I know it's gonna fit. But I still have it on the back of my head because sometimes when I sew something and I finish it and it doesn't fit, it sucks. I am feeling so mentally prepared right now to finish this top, and I just know we just gotta start off with the zipper. Very nervous about, because it took me 4 days to get to this part and I could just completely ruin it just by adding a zipper here. So let's all cross our fingers that that does not happen. Toes crossed too. Ta-da! So next, we actually need to sew the zipper in. And I am using just a regular zipper, which I don't even remember the last time I used a regular zipper. I always use an invisible zipper, but I think this method, it kind of covers it, so kind of the same effect. I'm actually pretty impressed with the zipper. It wasn't looking that good while I was doing it, but look at my zipper. Tester for you guys. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, this color I just sewed on, it is bad. It's not great. It's not fit good. It just looks terrible. So we're gonna have to do plan B for the collar, and my plan B is bias tape, because there's no way I'm keeping this on. No. So much better. That looks way better than the collar. And then after the neck was done, there really wasn't much left to do other than just sew on the arms, or I guess they're sleeves technically. Sew on the sleeves, which they were already done. And then I just had to do the bias tape on the bottom, which is even easier than hemming the top, so I like that. And then the very last thing, which I didn't like that much, it was hand sewing a hook and eye on, which I kind of regret because it keeps getting caught in my hair. Yeah. So I'm officially done it. I have it on. It did take me a little bit of effort to get this one on because I didn't realize that the clips that I just sewed on in the very end actually like catches my hair when I put it on. So once I had it on, I didn't want to take it off, but it's time to show you guys. So here it is. Ta-da! 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 I'm done and I like it. I really, really like it. It fits really good. I think it's cute, and it just can we just appreciate that I just made a quilt and then I made it into a top? Like, that was a process. I did not think it was going to take me this long to make this top, considering I didn't think about, you know, how long a quilt takes to make. I was thinking, I could do this in like a day or so. 4 days later, she's done. Yeah, quilting's hard. So here's a little close-up of it. So we got the puff just at the bottom. I didn't do like a full-on puff just because I didn't have that much fabric. I didn't have, you know, the world to play with. I had limited fabric, so I just did the puff at the bottom. Zipper's looking good. Neck, bias tape, amazing. Bottom, amazing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed making this quilt up top with me today. I would say, let me know down in the comments if you're gonna make one, but I highly doubt there's anybody out there that is gonna spend 4 days quilting and then making a top with it. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this. That's it for today's video. The video's over, so yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!